Hey guys, this is Jim, WT1W, and you're watching FEP Labs Radio. Thanks for stopping by, appreciate it. Today, we are going to take a look at this little dingus. This is from our friends at FNIRSI. This is the FNB58, and this is a USB test device. Now, full disclosure, this was sent to me by the fine folks at FNIRSI. They don't get to see the video before you do. They'll see it at the same exact time that it's released on YouTube, and they have no input into the content of the video. Up front, I will tell you it does a few things I don't even understand because it's just beyond my scope of knowledge. However, it is a pretty comprehensive USB device tester. So this will test your cable to tell you what your cable will support. If it has an e-marker chip in it, for example, it'll read the e-marker chip. It will do some USB-A and USB-C testing. You can power it off of a portable battery pack, or you can power it directly off your PC. There is an Android app you can use with it. There is not an iPhone app, and I have an iPhone, so sorry about that. There's also a PC app. I don't know what is in the Android app. The PC app is to record data points while you're testing something with a device. So this is a fairly advanced device. It is more than just testing USB-C cables straight up. There are some safety things that we'll go over before I plug anything into this. But this lets you see the power usage of a device. This lets you trick a QC cable, USB-A style cable, into telling a device that it has power delivery. Of course, there's limits to that because those cables are not rated for full USB 3 power delivery. This will tell us a number of things besides current and voltage. It'll give us the resistance of the cable, so on and so forth, a whole bunch of statistics. It will do some testing on Apple cables and something called a dash cable, which I have no idea what that is. Here is the device, and it comes in this nice box. There is not a manual in the box. The documentation is available online at FNIRSI's website. FNIRSI, I hope I'm saying that right, FNIRSI people. FNIRSI.com, and that's where this link takes you, is to the FNIRSI.com website, where they have a full manual on the Windows app to record data points and triggers and everything out of this device. They have a manual for the Android device, and they have a manual for this particular piece of it. The Android software, excuse me, the Windows software, the Android software, and this device. Now, it came with a little plastic screen protector over it, and you can probably see fingerprints reflected there. That's because someone whose name rhymes with Jim has been touching it. The device is well packaged, and this is the device. Now, this can be powered off of your PC. If you are using the PC to power it and you're interested in using the PC app, then you would obviously going to plug this into the PC. Back here, this is the power and data connection for the device. If you are not interested in the PC, or you have a battery pack you want to power it off of, you're still going to plug it in there. Interestingly enough, so the device will let us look at USB-A style connectors that meet the QC standard. They will obviously do USB-C, and then it supports micro USB. It does not support mini USB. All right, let's jump up here and take a close look at this. So this is where you'd hook in the PC connection or provide power for the device. This is a multifunction switch. It rotates right and left to select different menu items, and then you can push it to go in to the menu, and then this backs you out here. On the bottom on the side, we have a USB-A QC style connector, both an innie and an outie. And then on the actual device itself, if I can get this to focus where you can see it, we have a USB-C in, we have a micro USB, and we have a USB-C out. This switch over here is for power delivery communications. So when we're testing that, this switch needs to be in the on position. And that is the basic hookups on the device itself. So this is our main menu here, and of course our little rotating thing, we can jump through different things. If we press that, we can jump into the fast charge menu. There are safety warnings we have to consider about doing the fast charge test. We can get statistics about power usage It will do offline recording and save it, and then you can dump it to the app if you're using the app, and a battery capacity calculation. There is newer firmware for this than what I have installed on here. The firmware you download from the FNIRSI website, unzip it, and then we use the app to do a firmware update, the Windows app to do a firmware update. So if we back out of that, let's go to the toolbox. So the toolbox gives us some interesting things. I'm gonna hold it up so y'all can see it. So cable resistance detection. This requires a constant current device so it can measure the resistance of a cable. It wants a 1 amp constant current. I don't have anything with USB connectors that I can set to constant current. It has a PD listener, so it will listen to see if the power delivery is actually happening from whatever device you're charging from. This is the converter I was talking about, and this will let us use a quick connect cable, like a USB-A quick connect standard, and fiddle with it to make the device charging think it's getting power delivery and to fool the charging device. So our next thing here is to check our cable. And then we have the dash cable test, which I don't know what that is. And then we have a soft Apple 2-amp cable test. And I assume that's to test a lightning cable in some way, but there is not a lightning connector on here. So I assume you'd have to hook that up to your phone, and I'm not going to do that. I don't have a test iPhone to screw with. So that is the basic tests in the toolbox. I have a stack of USB-C cables here. And so what we're going to do is plug one end into the output and one end into the input. And then we're going to go, and by the way, the screen rotates. So whichever way is convenient for you to hold it, I can rotate it the other way and the screen will rotate with it. So let's go to the toolbox. Let's hit enter and select that. And then let's try our cable resistance, but I don't think this will give us anything meaningful. Yeah, because I don't have the right input power. PD listener. So this is if I was plugged into a specific charger to see if it would do PD. That's our PD converter. Here's a USB-C cable test. So this cable is apparently not supported by PD. Let's try a different cable. So with our USB-C cable plugged in here, you can see we get data about this cable, and it shows voltage, current, watts, etc. And it would be very minimum voltage to do a test. And so you can see here that we have a vendor ID. This is a passive cable, and it only supports USB 2.0 speed. It does say that it will go to 50 volts at 5 amps, which is 250 watts. I question that result. And it estimates that the cable is between 1 and 2 meters long. If we press the button again, we can get product IDs and so on and so forth about this specific cable. So let's plug in another cable and see what we get. Try a different cable. We only have to plug this into the output side. And there we go. We can see that this one is 20 volts at 5 amps, and this is USB 3.2 Gen 2. Our red cable, we get nothing. Hello, focus camera. So this does not have an E marker in it. If we test this cable, this is the one that tells us it's 50 volts and 5 amps. Maybe it is. Believe me, the USB 3 is very complicated, or USB-C rather, but that says USB 2.0, so I really kind of question that, whether that's legitimate. So that will tell us what kind of USB-C cables we have, and do they support power delivery, what level of power delivery, and so on and so forth. Okay, what we're going to do here now is do the PD listener test. All right, we're going to test this using my phone. The stuff I do for science. So here's my iPhone. Hopefully I am not about to fry my phone live on YouTube. And we should see it do something. There we go. So let me hold this up. You can read it. So it negotiated, and it's telling us the specs of the cables and the negotiation that's going on between my phone through this device back to the charging unit. What's interesting is, and I may have cut it out of the video. I may leave it in. I plugged it into this. This is apparently dumb. It doesn't do power delivery. It just uses a USB-C cable for charging because it did not kick this thing on at all. It is just a dumb device, and it probably charges with the minimum 5 volts, 3 amps. But you can see here what we have going on the phone and what it's using. So 12 volts at 1.6 amps is what it's charging at, and it gives us all the specs up there, also up here on top. And as we hit the screen button, there we go, maximum 24 watts, PD 3.0. Over here on that side, it's telling me the device specs and, of course, the charger specs. It's telling us what this cable setup supports, and I don't understand all these nearly enough to mansplain them to you. And if we hit it again, we go back to that screen. So it shows us all that just from negotiating, charging my phone through this Dingus right here. So that is cool. And again, this will validate your cable setup, because with that red cable that we tested earlier, it did not support PD at all. So the iPhone, if I use it, will not charge that way. So what I'm going to do is we're going to disconnect one of our good cables, that was air quotes, from the phone. I'll move him out of the way, and we'll get this red cable. This is the one time I wish I had shorter cables. All right, we're going to plug him into my phone. I hope you guys appreciate the science that's going on here and the danger, you know, with my phone. So let's back that up. Let's plug in my phone. We'll go to PD, go to PD listener again. There we go, connection up. And you can see we're not getting nearly the power output because this cable, this red cable, doesn't support it. It doesn't have the communication on it. So we have PD 1.0. So I mentioned that the app will let you do some fancy recording. This is the kind of thing that it will record. So obviously we're not using the app at this point. This is on the main page of the device, and you roll the wheel and you get over to this. So this will show us our voltage and our current as it changes while it's charging the device. So my phone is still plugged in here. And for example, the green line is current and the yellow line is voltage. And as the USB-C protocol negotiates things, you can see these values changing. Now, this is where you'd want to use the app if you're actually interested in watching this over time. I mentioned safety with this thing. If you do the fast charge testing, do not plug anything into the output port, because what we're doing is we're testing whether we can tell the charger to give us more juice. So if you have something plugged in that does not support that level of power, voltage specifically, you could smoke your gadget, and we all hate it when the smoke escapes. So I have a wall wart USB-C charger plugged in, and we're going to go into fast charge. So I'm going to hit the select button twice. I'm getting the safety warning. I hit it again. I tell it ready. And then I go in there to automatic detection. Now this will tell me the protocols that this particular charger is answering with and what it supports. Another thing about this is when you test the power delivery stuff, it seems to want to be power cycled the device. Just unplug it from power and plug it back in, because you get weird results if you don't do that. And it mentions that in the documentation. So here are the protocols that the particular power brick and cable setup I have here will support. And it shows us all the ones in green are what is supported, and what is in red is not supported. And I don't pretend to understand all of those different protocols, but there you go. So that is the different power protocols that this cable and power brick combination will support. If we back out of that, we can go down to PD trigger. And so now I can come down here and manually select, and this is why you don't want things plugged into this. I can manually select a specific PD trigger and see if I can get it to engage. So we're going to try 12 volts at 1.67 amps. And go gadget go. It supports that. And you can see here, these are our options. 5 volts at 2.5 amps, 5 volts at 2, so on and so forth. And then this is where you could go for a MIPD trigger, and that's using a USB 2 to an A connector to a C connector kind of thing, and we're not going to do that. So the device has a lot of very good functionality in it. So that is the basic functions of the device. It supports some things that I just don't understand at all, which is my fault, not FNIRSI's fault. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. This is the FNIRSI FNB58, and this is a USB-C power management delivery testing device. It's not specifically a cable tester. This is more for what kind of power a device is pulling, for engaging quick charge or power delivery to see if your charger and your device will support combinations thereof. But I still think it's a great gadget. There will be a link to this in the description below, an Amazon affiliate link. It costs you nothing extra to click that link if you decide to buy this. It does help out the channel, and I certainly appreciate it. Guys, if you would, down there on the bottom, there's a subscribe button. If you click that, it'll make you happy, cause your hair to grow back and your spine to straighten out. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. As always, y'all, I appreciate you watching. 73, have a great day.